Welcome back to the Between the Headset podcast of yours truly, Jalen Connor, the comedic voice of sports intelligence. Thanks for tuning in today. Let's get into today's episode. First things first, NBA playoffs. Mavericks versus Timberwolves. Boy, are we in for a good series. And when I say good, I really mean great. Luka and Kyrie were able to combine for 63 points in game one. And I seen something that said Luka and Kyrie kind of switched roles this game, and that's exactly what it was. Instead of Luka getting it started and Kyrie closing out, Kyrie got it started in the first half with 24 points, in which it seemed like that challenge that Anthony Edwards was proposing, and he totally took it and stepped up to the challenge. And he showed the young boy that he might not want to call out the greats. So yeah, Kyrie first half 24 ended with 30. Luka big second half ended with 33. He just totally exploited the drop coverage screen action. Every time Luka had the ball, of course, he had Jaden McDaniels on him, which is one of the best on-ball, period, defenders in the league, really. But so yeah, Jaden McDaniels on him. So of course, give me a little screen, let me get a little help. So he took a screen. They were running drop coverage defense, and he was exploiting it, either getting to his spots midi or just throwing it up top for the alley-oop. And then eventually they started to blitz him a little bit, which they seen a little more effectiveness from. But yeah, he was torching that drop coverage screen. It was either like the end of the third quarter or the beginning of the fourth quarter. He went on like a 7-point run himself, which was huge for the Mavericks. And then PJ Washington, another huge three at the end to give Dallas the momentum and edge over the Timberwolves. And I don't know, Ant Edwards said we were probably just a little tired. I honestly don't dislike that comment. I mean, maybe at this stage of the season, maybe I guess you can't say that because, I guess y'all had no time to be tired. Like, y'all know what y'all got to do. Yeah, but it may be some truth in that statement. We were probably just a little tired. Yeah, they probably were. Should they be tired? No. You've been preparing all season for this point right now. It's no time to be tired. This is where the greats become great. So, definitely glad to see some more from AE. He looked tired out there. He actually looked a little bit hurt, not aggressive enough. I think he was used to seeing double teams, so every time he's seeing somebody inching in help, he was kind of hesitant on being aggressive, and I don't think we see that again from him in game two. I think he's an experienced scorer, experienced leader to know that he's going to have to do more in order for the Timberwolves to win. He had 19 points, and Kyrie and Luka both had 30+. It's just impossible. No matter if Naz Reid, Cat, anybody step up, they're not going to win if Kyrie and Luka have 30 and AE doesn't even have 20. As simple as that. But big second half from Naz Reid. Cat hit a couple big shots, but once again, it just wasn't enough from AE. He hit some big shots down the road, but if he was consistent throughout the game, Timberwolves get that game. So we'll see what happens in game two. Indiana Pacers versus Boston Celtics. This one is a heartbreaker. I'm no Boston hater, right? But it is funny a little bit when they just keep choking. They do it every year, so I'd be expecting it. So I expected them to win to lose a game this series. I did not expect it to be game one at home, and by the grace of God, they didn't lose. But this was one of the biggest choke performances I ever seen. Indiana up big late. Tyrese Halliburton a couple careless turnovers, and then they give Jaylen Brown not an open three, but they give him a three in the corner. It was bad. It was hard to watch, man. And just knowing that they played a full 48 minutes of that game, and they almost had it. They were this close. They almost had it. That's basically a win for the Pacers. This should have been a win. So to know that they had to do that 4 more times and actually cap it off 4 times, it's literally impossible. They're playing the best team in the NBA. It's not going to happen. You got to take them when you can get them. And that would have been one in Boston, man. I know that hurts for the Pacers. And then they go into game 2. They see the regular Celtics. They try hard, Jaylen Brown. I told my mans before the game, Jaylen Brown is going to try hard, bro. He's going to take him for 40. I said, bro, take him for 40. He really might go for 40. I said, definitely take for his 35. He's a try-hard, bro. He played with Jason Tatum. He want everybody to think he's better than Jason Tatum so bad, which sometimes I do be thinking he's better than Jason Tatum, but he's not. But he be try-harding, bro. So I knew he was going to go for 40, and whenever Jaylen Brown go for 40, it's over with because they got too many other guys that just do good without trying hard. So if your try-hard is trying hard and your cool guy is doing good and he's still cool, then, automatic W. So yeah, Celtics up 2-0. I really believe that the Pacers going to get swept now. Honestly, y'all can hold me to that. Y'all can bring it back up if the Pacers end up winning game 3 or 4. But I do think they're going to get swept just because they had their shot. They sold it. I didn't think they was going to win more than one game in this series anyway. So I'm giving that their win. So they almost had it. They lost it. Pacers about to be gone. 2020, I believe it's called 2025. Would it be the 2025 NBA draft or 2024? I don't know. The draft is coming up. We got some. This class is like unique. It's not necessarily the most elite. We definitely seen some better classes in the recent past, but it's unique. You know, Victor Wembanyama got the whole country on watch for the next French star. That's crazy. Like, yo, it's like 3-4 projected Frenchmen to go top 10, like all because of Victor Wet Bananas. Like, that is insane. So number one, we got the guy named Alex Sarr. I seen his film. He's a prospect for sure. He's almost an alien. He's fast, can do everything, get on the rim, can shoot the rock a little bit. He's very explosive. I kind of see a little bit of Giannis in him at times. I haven't seen a whole lot of film, but from what I've seen, his build, I won't say he plays like Giannis, but his build is kind of Giannis-like. Alex Sarr is definitely, in my eyes, a clear-cut number one, especially for the Atlanta Hawks who are looking for a big right now. So yeah, Alex Sarr, him and Jalen Johnson alongside each other could be scary. I don't know if they're still going to have Trae Young or not, but Alex Sarr, I think, is the definite clear number one choice. He looks like he has the most upside out of all the guys out of the draft this year. Number two, we got the Wizards. I think they have to go with a big. They have Jordan Poole, Kuzma. They don't really have an effective big after losing Daniel Gafford. So I say they should go with Donovan Clingan out of UConn, the defending champion himself. He's from UConn. He has a winning culture already. He comes from a winning culture. So the Wizards, if anything, they need winning culture there. I don't remember last time they've even won 40 games. But so yeah, I think Clingan could bring that winning culture over there to the Wizards. Definitely, they don't have it right now with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma being their star players. So he could bring them some winning culture, bring some size, some strength down low, maybe some shot blocking. So I think he'll be good for the Wizards. And number three, y'all may not like this, but the Rockets also need a big too. And the most effective big I see left would be Zach Edey. You know, Edey gets not a lot of hate, but he gets some hate because he's a little bit slower on his feet. He's a bigger guy. I mean, he's in great shape, but he's a bigger guy, a little slower on his feet. Yao Ming like, but we seen how effective Yao Ming was in the NBA. I know that was like 20 years ago, and the NBA has changed. But I think at that height and with that touch around the rim, you could be consistently great on defense and also great if you catch the ball down low. So I think he'll be good for the Rockets with all that speed that they have. I think he can, balance them out with a little bit of presence down low. Now we're still sticking to the NBA, but now we're going to the guys that we all want to talk about. Them Clutch Sports guys, huh? We got Bronny, huh? We got Mr. Dillingham, huh? And Mr. Edwards, Justin Edwards, just to name a few of these of the 2024 draft class for Clutch Sports Pro Days. If you don't know who Clutch Sports is, that is the agency that LeBron James is signed with. So they deal with all his contracts and everything. A lot of big guys in the NBA are signed to Clutch Sports. So I think it's smart for Rob, Bronny, and Justin Edwards to join Clutch Sports. Of course, Bronny, as his father's already there, but Rob and Justin Edwards to try to build their draft stock because Clutch Sports is probably the biggest agency in the NBA at this moment. So if anyone can, build the draft stock, try to get them a couple extra pennies, I think Clutch Sports is definitely the way to go. And I've never heard anything bad about this agency as a whole. And like I said, they cover over a lot of big names in the league, and they get guys a lot of big contracts. So I think that's going to be good for them. Now let's head over to the WNBA. Miss Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark. She's been interesting up to this point. I think a lot of people, even people that watch basketball, they were just so, they just talked down on the WNBA so bad that they thought that it would honestly be no difference of a transformation for Caitlin Clark to go from college basketball to pro basketball. And now they're seeing that Caitlin Clark cannot do the same thing she's been doing in college basketball. Of course, she's on a brand new team, brand new coach, all of that. Yeah, that factors in too. But she's also on a pro level. She's not just going to walk in there and drop 30 points, 10 assists. Like, no. I don't know how they was letting her do that in college, which is crazy. P5 schools just let her do that, which I was hating. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still hating. I don't care. I'm an intermediate hater sometimes. I don't care. But Caitlin Clark, 0-5 so far. With the Indiana Fever, and turnovers have been a huge problem for her so far. Turnovers have been a huge problem, and a lot of them have been coming from get in that weight room. They've been muscling her around, pressuring her, make her throw the ball away. She can't just run the floor and control the whole pace of the game like she did in college. Well, not yet. She's still adjusting. So with her having the ball in her hands primarily, like almost all the time, same as college, she's definitely going to come with some turnovers with this adjustment to the NBA. And she had a 10 turnover game, 7 turnover game. Like, that's crazy. Right now, she's averaging the same exact amount of turnovers as assists at 5.8, which isn't horrible to, for the ratio to be 1-1, but it's not good either. It's not good. So I think once she gets that turnover to assist ratio up, better, her game will start to get better. She'll start to get a little more comfortable, and the threes aren't really falling all the way yet, but she's a shooter. They'll start to fall with more comfortable she gets, and her confidence start to grow. So so far she's doing a good job though as a rookie guard, trying to lead a new team to a W on 5 right now. So they had a couple close games, a couple turnovers that she had and the team had down the stretch, which stopped them from getting a win or two. But once they clean up the turnovers, this team have some upside with Caitlin Clark at the helm. So stick and stand to the WNBA side. My girl, this is my girl for a minute. Sabrina Ionescu. Her new shoes are super fire. I know we talking about they look like Kobe's, which they do. Kobe was like damn near her godfather. So for her to pay homage to Kobe with the new shoes, the new design, I have no problem with it, especially with Nike not being able to make any more Kobe's. And plus, they don't look exactly like Kobe's. They have their own Sabrina Ionescu little swag to it. But them black and purple ones she debuted the other night, oh my God, they are hard. I might gotta grab me some. I was gonna grab me a pair of the first ones, honestly, but I was like, I don't buy Hooper shoes anymore, but they are truly fire. Sabrina Ionescu, she is also doing what she's supposed to be doing on the court. She's been the truth since college. I was mad when she got injured because I wanted to see her, perform up to the level that we know she can, up to like a Breanna Stewart type level, which she is also a dog. So I'm glad Sabrina's back. I love the shoes, and I hope they don't get too much backlash. I can't wait till they drop. I wonder if people gonna cop them or not, because everybody talk about, bro, they look just like Kobe's, and watch everybody gonna cop them just like they copy Kobe's. Now let's go over to the side of the pigskin. The NFL. NFL is right around the corner. I know I can't wait. I know y'all can't wait. We're not gonna get too deep in the NFL yet. Maybe summertime. That's when I'm really start to talk football. I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna eat up all the NBA talk I can for right now. We're gonna eat all this up. We got the playoffs. Pause. I'm really on a pause hiatus too, but I'm pausing just because y'all crazy minded. But yeah, I can't wait for the NFL to start. Right now, we're just gonna talk a little all-season talk, a little draft talk, Number 1, Caleb Williams. How do we think Caleb Williams is gonna adjust to the NFL and Chicago? Because being in Chicago is an adjustment alone, rather it's NFL, anything. First off, we got to deal with the weather coming from California, so that's a big change. How we think he's going to perform in the weather? And 2, how we think he's going to perform with this brand new receiving core they got? They just got the number 1 pick in the draft, and their receiving core is up there amongst the best in the league. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think if he has a bad year, dismissing if he has a line that's going to block for him. But if the line can hold up for him, I think Caleb Williams can have a big year. He's got the intangibles of a Patrick Mahomes, and we've seen what he did coming out of college. It's just confidence. I think with those guys with the skill and talent out of this world, I think they just had to have the confidence that they could make the same plays that they made in college. Of course, these guys in the NFL are bigger, stronger, faster, but I think if he has the confidence that he can make the same plays he did in college, and he's got a line that can hold up a little bit, he's got the weapons to make those plays. So I think we could expect not a big year, not a C.J. Stroud type of year out of Caleb Williams, but we can expect a solid rookie season. I I can see him in contentions for Offensive Rookie of the Year talks this year. So I'm excited to see what the Bears can do this year. We think they win in more than 4 games. I gotta check the schedule, but for it, I think I think Caleb can get them. I think they can get them 5. I'm looking at a 5-12 season with some upside. So next we got Atlanta Falcons. This is like probably one of my favorite offseason stories. The Atlanta Falcons, they signed Kirk Cousins in the offseason to, if not to a max deal, if not a max deal, then a very large 4-year deal, which is crazy because they drafted Michael Penix in the draft. I don't know if I like that move with drafting him in round 1, because Michael Penix, I think he would have fell to round 2 maybe if they gave him a chance. I think they were definitely over eager. Why spend all that money on a first round pick, and you just spent all that money on a franchise quarterback in his position? I know these might be Kirk's last 4 years, but they gave him all that money because they think he could perform from all these 4 years. So why draft Michael Penix? Because even if they ended up starting Michael Penix over Kirk, they still got to pay Kirk. Now you just did the dumbest thing in NFL history. Worst comes worst, really best comes best for them. Either Kirk gets hurt and Michael Penix steps up and takes him all the way, or Kirk does great and Michael Penix performs great in the preseason, or Kirk go down for a couple games. Michael Penix has a couple great games, but Kirk come back and start. But since the rest of the league got to see Michael Penix's worth, they could trade him for good value or something after his rookie contract is over. I don't know, something like that. Or they keep him, and after Kirk is done with his 4 years, they just start Michael Penix. We'll see. But I don't really like that for a first-round draft pick. I think they could have got him for second round. First round, they could have got something more useful that they actually need. I'm not a Falcons fan, so I don't necessarily know what they need, but they need wins, so they need something. They need a lot of stuff probably. I don't know. But Kirk is a good step. I love Kirk Cousins. A lot of people don't really like him, but I love Kirk. And last but not least, let's talk them Harbaugh brothers. Mr. Joey, fresh off a national NCAA championship with the Michigan Wolverines, and now he is the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. I think this is great for Harbaugh. I love Harbaugh. He's got to be one of my favorite coaches all time, really. As soon as he went to Michigan, I became an intermediate Michigan fan. And when he was at San Francisco, that was probably my favorite team. I ain't gonna lie, probably my favorite team. Mr. Kaepernick and them boys, I ain't gonna lie, probably my favorite team. So, Harbaugh, I'm excited for him to bring that championship DNA to Los Angeles. The Chargers got a couple big pieces this year. They got 2 huge linemen, which would be huge for them, because the problem for Justin Herbert has been he just hasn't had enough time, outside of sometimes a bad decision making. But we know Justin Herbert is a unique talent. We've been saying it for years, though. This year has to be the year that Justin Herbert not only shows glimpses of his unique arm talent and accuracy, but he has to be who we all think he is. We give Herbert a lot of grace over a lot of quarterbacks in the league. We still have him in our top 8, top 10 talks every year, and he hasn't done anything in the playoffs this year. So with the acquisition of them 2 big linemen, Joe Alt and another big name that they got in the draft, I think the offense has to live up to the ability that it can. And the defense, they got a lot of big pieces on defense with Perryman, Mack, Derwin James, Joey Bosa. I think the defense could be great too. I think it just boils down to if everybody can come together, believe that they are the Los Angeles Chargers that the rest of the world believes, and then they can have a big season. Harbaugh, I'm looking forward to not even looking forward to, but I think I can see the Chargers going. I haven't seen the schedule yet, but I can see them going 10-7, 11-6. I say 11-6 if they live up to the potential. 11-6, yeah. So I expect a big year for the Chargers, big year from Harbaugh, big year for the NFL. I can't wait. And with that being said, that's going to lead us to our Get Us Cool. And I'm sorry. I'm a hater. I keep telling you, I'm a hater, bro. I really don't like Luka Doncic, bro, because he is a generational ball hog. But he wins games, and he also gets his team involved as well. I've never seen someone so generationally ball hogging, but also sharing the load as much as Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, you are get his cool player today. Luka had a huge second half in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and I tell you, they don't win that game without that 7-point stretch from Luka Doncic. Eventually navigating the screen, seeing how they're defending, and starting to adjust. At first, he let Kyrie take the helm, and then he said, all right, it's my turn. I see Kyrie might be a little tired. He got the young boy on him. It's my turn to take over. Luka Doncic, I said you are the last standing from the MVP race. You have to show up and be the best player the rest of the way in the playoffs and go win the finals. You're the best person in the league right now. So go win it. And he showed it on Game 1 of the series, and I think he'll continue to do it the rest of the way. Only thing is Anthony Edwards not gonna back down, so he's going to have to do it the rest of the way. But Luka Doncic, you are get his cool player today. And with that being said, it's going to conclude this episode of the Between the Headset podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'm going to be back in a couple days.